gotta see this. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the German Muscle channel. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys why you should not put straight water in your radiator. So, a lot of people put water in their radiator either because they can't afford radiator fluid, or they heard it from somebody that it's okay to put water in your radiator. So first things first, it is okay to put water in your radiator, but it's not okay to keep it in there for a long time. What can happen if you have it in there for, a few months to a year to whenever you decide to change out the water for antifreeze, what can happen is it can start rusting inside of the block and inside of all the hoses. And once that happens, the cooling passages inside of your radiator are going to get clogged up, and your radiator is not going to be able to cool down the coolant for the motor. Then your motor is going to start overheating, and once that happens, then you can say bye-bye to the head gaskets, possibly the motor if you run the car on hot for way too long. So if you guys don't know, this right here, zoom in for you guys, this is the overheat, the temperature level logo, whatever. And if your temperature gets up to this red square, I know you guys probably can't see it, probably looks orange in the video, just like everything else, but this is actually a red square. And if this white needle gets over here for too long, then rest in peace to your motor. So how to avoid that is, when you first get a car, you want to make sure that you check for radiator fluid, especially if you live in the colder states, in the northern states or whatever. You want to make sure that there's antifreeze in the radiator and not just straight water. There's multiple ways to tell if you have water in your radiator, which is you can check your expansion tank, and if it has like rusty looking water to it, and then yeah. By the way, I just had to point this out. This dude's got a Redneck Nation jacket on. Up church. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you don't have straight water in your radiator. You want to make sure that you have antifreeze in it. There's the 50-50 mix antifreeze and water mix. You can get it at O'Reilly's, AutoZone. You can get it at Walmart. There's actually a cheap bottle that I bought yesterday for the video. It's $7 at Walmart, and it's really cheap. So it's at Walmart. Everybody goes to Walmart, so there you go. It's in the automotive section in Walmart. So just grab it, fill up your radiator. It's the 50-50 mix, the kind that I got. You don't have to get the 50-50 mix, but I mean, if you don't want to mix 50% water and radiator fluid, then I would go with the 50-50 mix. So what could happen if you live in the northern states and you have straight water in your radiator? Well, what could happen is it can freeze inside of your radiator and possibly mess up some of the cooling fins inside of it. So another thing that could happen is the water freezes in the cooling lines, and that's just another thing that you don't want to happen. And last but not least, yes, it can freeze inside of the motor. It doesn't matter if it's aluminum block, cast iron block, water will freeze inside of a motor if it gets cold enough to. So what happens is water freezes inside of your block, and it pretty much just forces the freeze out plugs out, and then your car will either not start, or if it does start, then it's going to start overheating within a few seconds. And yeah, so, and that could be costly if you guys don't know how to do it yourself. So I would definitely make sure that there's antifreeze in your radiator before you buy the car. And that's one thing you guys want to check. Always make sure that there's antifreeze inside of the radiator before you buy the car. And if you can't really tell, then just take the radiator cap off, and if it has a rusty look to it, then it's got water in it, and you kind of want to like slowly back away from that, unless you know how to do a system flush. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. I figured I'd let you guys know what to look for in a car, why you should not run straight water in your radiator. So that's all I have for this video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Lick a boss like to get on my channel. Give your life to be a solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo when he's out of bullets. So what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo?